I mean, just straight out. The first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last, 2 days, went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things, and the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you, it's a bunch of y'all. But, you know, some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, you know, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times, was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never you know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So.
And walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of course.
Was it something that you guys did more than just this year? It's a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. You know, being from the Gulf Coast, there's boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, you know, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, you know, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year. And he was, I mean, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, you know, on the water, you know? And I mean, Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, you know, have a good time with the guys. And that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us. And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And, but started 4th of July, you know, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, you know, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
No, so what I was saying was, I don't know, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't seem as if they were good friends. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off.
Very, very big deal. And I mean, I actually stayed at my buddy's house and woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food, came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy Wilson, we went, filled the top of the boat with water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou boat launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all.
I got a question though. Do y'all think it was, now shout out to Brandon Tatum and, you know, his platform, but do y'all think it was necessary for him to bring them on? I'm curious. I'm just curious. I'm not saying right or wrong, whether I agree or disagree. I'm just asking. Do y'all believe that he should have brought that kid on? Because let's be 110% honest. Standing on the outside, looking at this from an objective standpoint, it don't mean anything, because I believe that people still gonna believe what they're gonna believe at the end of the day. Even with what I'm hearing with the autopsy, it sounds like a nothing burger, and it's not what everybody thought it was. And yet I'm pretty sure people are still gonna, you know, they're gonna throw out the conspiracy theories and everything that comes with it. But y'all let me know.
All met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that.
Here's the thing. Even if I didn't see the whole situation, like, let's keep it a buck. Even though I didn't see the entire situation, I still figured that it had to be something more than what everybody was saying. Because again, it's easy to say it was racist because, oh, you in Mississippi, one of the heart of where racism came from, right? So it's easy to say. Then on top of that, nobody already knows that anytime it's a black versus white, it becomes the thing, right? And so, to be honest, I don't even think that Buddy needed to even come on here and try to defend himself. I don't think that was the case. But hey, you got to save face one way or the other, whether you did it or didn't do it or had something to do with it or not. You got to get on there and save your face. But ultimately, though, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what's your perspective. Are you looking at it from an objective standpoint? Do you believe what he's saying right now? Do you think there's more to it, or what? But just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these 2 videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Let me see. Look at. You hear me fine? Yeah, I think it was off. I think it was off for a second. I had it off for a second. My good people. Listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, and I will be pinning it in the chat as well. We'll be pinning it in the chat as well. Matter of fact, while I'm talking about it, let me go ahead and do that now. And become part of a community, become part of something big, man. That's where we learning to grow. That's where we learn to grow. That's where we have the extended conversations, where we get better, where we earn our keep. You feel me? All right, so let's go ahead and go over to this next topic, man. Let's go over here to Ben Crump in this autopsy. So first and foremost, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it. We just gonna get into it. Because all of this is pretty interesting. So I want to go ahead and dive into it. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and rock out.
We are watching. Attorneys for Nolan Wells' family releasing the results of their independent autopsy report. 18-year-old Wells died after a July 4th boat trip with friends off the coast of Mississippi. His body was recovered on July 6th, and authorities say they believe he drowned and that there was no indication of a crime. But Wells' family says they have a lot of questions. And the family's attorney now says an independent autopsy found the cause and manner of death to be undetermined, pending more investigation. Let's bring in ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky and legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer for more. So Aaron, walk us through Ben Crump's arguments here. Why release these results if they're saying they don't have a result without more investigation?
Because he promised they would, and the family ordered it, and this is an expectation. They want to keep the case in the public eye. They want to add pressure to Mississippi authorities to conduct what they've called a fair and thorough investigation. And here, the independent autopsy does nothing at the moment, seemingly to be at odds with the initial suspicion that Nolan Wells drowned off the coast of Mississippi. And as I think Ben Crump's comments reflect, the circumstances of what led him into the water are still unclear. This independent autopsy can't determine, and state investigators have not released their findings yet. But it's based on more than an autopsy. It's interviews with eyewitnesses and video and image analysis to try and understand what led Nolan Wells to go into the water and what were the circumstances that led to that. And those questions still have not been answered.
Understand that you can call the Nolan Wells tip line at bencrump.com. We will gladly listen to you, take any information as we try to put together this puzzle of what happened to Nolan Wells. And today we're going to add some more parts to this puzzle because my legal team and I, we stand for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or it acquits. Yeah, and we stand for transparency because we got eyes that can see, and we don't need government officials having to narrate it for you and me. We can see it for ourselves. Transparency. That leads to the truth. The truth is the foundation for accountability and justice. And that's all we're seeking, as Christina Elmore said, from day one. So with that,
I got a question. Maybe maybe I'm not well versed, or maybe I'm just unaware, right? But why did that the NAACP, they tend to pop out in these streets when it's a black on white crime, or when something versus white and black? Where are they at? How come I don't see viral videos or Al Sharpton and all the people of the NAACP? Why is it that I don't see them in these other neighborhoods videos going viral or any other Chicago videos when it's a black on black crime. Now I get it. Everything is not black on black crime. I get it. I understand it happens all across the world in all other cultures. But we ain't talking about those. We ain't talking about them. We talking about our culture right now. Why do I not see it? I literally just did a think piece on the 75-year-old woman out in Atlanta who got shot for handing out food to the needy. Nobody ain't covering that. Nobody's covering it. To this day, nobody's covering it. No viral videos, no nothing. No nothing. Because it's not, let me tell you why. It don't hit hard enough. Why? She's a 75-year-old woman. She's a black woman. She was just out in the needy. She's invisible to the world. She was already on her way out anyway. She on her way out. She getting ready to kick the bucket. Right? That's the thought process of the situation. There's not enough drama. There's not enough drama there, so therefore nobody's gonna talk about it. But this here, NAACP, they coming out the woodwork. Everybody and their mama out here in the woodwork. Everybody done a think piece about it. Everybody's talking about it. And then you got Michael Clark Duncan right here. You know what? We just gonna keep going. I ain't finna do it. Let's go.
Christian and Elmore, if you all want to sit, we're about to go through this autopsy. And I know it may be a little emotional. Thank you, President.
And mind you, prayers up for the mother and father. No parent should lose their child. No parent. So I feel, let me rephrase. I don't feel that pain, but I empathize with them. Can't even imagine losing a child. So I couldn't even imagine the pain, the anger that they're going through, the emotions, everything. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I want to put that out there. Prayers up to the mother and the father who lost their son. Y'all still wearing, hold up. Y'all still wearing these COVID masks? Y'all still wearing these COVID masks? Hey man, y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up, big dog. Because they say even the mask that grandma got on right here, that ain't helping nothing. That ain't helping a thing. Go ahead and throw that thing in the trash, grandma. That mask ain't working, man.
As we begin to present the preliminary findings of the autopsy, we want to especially thank Mr. Colin Kaepernick for not thinking it robbery to pay for the autopsy. First, let's go first. So, an autopsy will be provided for the media and press at
That's fair. That's fair, Mel. Listen, that's fair. I understand it.
And so, Mr. Jones, keep down. I'll read this. So, what is it? So, Dr. Roger Mitchell, board certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination. This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of decedent, Nolan Xavier Wells, age 18 years old, race, black, gender, male, date of death, unknown. Second autopsy date was performed on July 10th, 2026. Preliminary findings. And this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. He said coronal incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso, and he talked about the organs being removed, as is common, accompanied in the body cavity. And that when you have an autopsy, the organs are removed from the body and they're dissected and examined. And then they're put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional perform.
This is exactly what I'm saying, Mel. I wish because man, this is atrocious right now. This is atrocious right now.
The additional procedures performed during the second autopsy, and we'll go into the paragraphs on that there because he explains it there in his narrative. So where's the first page?
But my thing is, I got a question though. I have a question. Why wasn't the actual doctor that did the autopsy on Nolan Wells? Why wasn't he there, or she? I think it was he. Why wasn't he there? Now I'm not finna get into the conspiracy theories. I'm just asking the question. Why wasn't he there? Was there anything in regards to he may have had something else that was pressing, or he had another autopsy to do, emergency? Why wasn't he there? to give the full report so that way people can understand. Because man, whoo, this man being Crump, you can get lost. You can get lost real quick.
Discussion, not the diagram yet. Diagram on that. So he talks in the preliminary discussion opinion. This forensic pathologist identified several limitations during the second autopsy that create barriers to establishing a definitive cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells. And that's important. He talks about the fact that we didn't get to see the body when it was first recovered, like the medical examiner working for
what up, real life
Mississippi would have seen.
Nah, you good.
He talks about the second autopsy performed on Nolan Wells revealed marked decompensation or changes. Marked decompensation can obscure the presence and absence of bruising on the skin surface, especially during a second autopsy examination. What he's saying, because the body was so decomposed that you couldn't tell if there was bruises or abrasions on the body when he received it on the 10th of July. For these reasons, additional dissection procedures not performed during the first autopsy examination were performed to rule out potential blunt force injuries responsible for the death. These procedures included facial dissection, posterior head and neck dissection, dissection of the ribs, the pelvic, dissection of the subcutaneous and deep soft tissue, dissection of the back, the buttocks, the arms, and legs. He did all of this to rule out things. He ruled out there were no fractures or deep tissue injuries identified. This was very important because he wanted to be very thorough and very transparent, because transparency is the key to getting to the answers of why Nolan Wells is not with us.
So far what I'm hearing is that we don't, it sounds like a tragic accident. It sounds like a tragic accident. It doesn't sound like he got into any scuffle. It doesn't sound as if somebody was doing something malicious. It sounds like a tragic accident happened. Now, how he ended up where he was and how he ended up being found, that's an entirely different conversation to have. But from what we know so far, from the information that we are being given right now, we can't sit up here and say that it was racially motivated. We can't say it. I get it. It's in Mississippi. I get it. Some of y'all swear. Some of y'all swear up and down it had something to do with the white man. That ain't what we're being told right here. That's not what we're being told. We're being told from he doing a thorough autopsy, being thorough, making sure that he paid attention to every little detail as possible. Still hadn't found anything that could relate to or point to somebody doing something malicious to Nolan Wells. Oh, of course. Of course, real life PJ. Of course, nobody's gonna apologize because nobody wants to be accountable. Because guess what? I know one thing for a fact, Mr. Courtnee Edgar from the Courtnee Edgar Show. I know for sure if I am wrong, I would definitely say, hey man, I was 110% wrong on that. My bad. I definitely would hold myself accountable. if I said something wrong and I knowingly said something wrong after finding out the true information, I'll come back and like, you know what? I apologize. That was on me, bro. I had it all wrong. But of course, ain't nobody gonna come back. They gonna stand 10 toes on it, or they just won't say nothing at all. They just gonna move on like nothing happened.
So he did that there and was very straightforward, very open, very open. He says, however, dissection of the back of the head during the layered posterior neck dissection revealed a 12 by 8 inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissues overlaying the occipital bone. And he talked about how he found red discoloration when he cut open into the back of his head towards the occipital bone, and he saw the red discoloration, and we actually saw the pictures of it. It's significant. You can't help but notice, why is this dark red here in the back of his head? And so he was important to note that in his report. He said that etiology of this finding is unclear. There are no lacerations of the overlaying skin nor fractures of the underlying skull. These findings are inconclusive for perimortem injury due to both the extensive decomposition and the absence of associated injuries. This finding, however, is significant enough to be highlighted in this preliminary report for further investigation. It is important to reiterate that the finding could not have been observed in the first autopsy because the posterior head and neck dissection were not performed.
So wait, so let me ask, so in the first autopsy, right? So are they saying that none of that information from the first autopsy? I'm just trying to be clear. So there was an autopsy done before it got to the second autopsy, right? So there was no information given from the first autopsy to then double down and back up the claims that was from the first one. I'm trying to listen. I'm no medic. I'm not that at all. So I'm trying to truly understand here. So you telling me there have been 2 autopsies done. The first autopsy, whatever they found, I'm pretty sure it's documented. So then once they got the body again, once the second autopsy was done, because if I'm wrong, correct me. Once the second autopsy was done, and he done what he had, this guy done what he had to do in detail, was very thorough about what he was doing, and he didn't have any information from the first one. What's up, Fukari? In order to back up the claim that was already made from the first autopsy, they had everything but the throat parts. Okay, they had everything but the throat parts, Mel. State autopsy is held until completion and usually not public without court order. Well, I mean, in this case, wouldn't we believe that it should be court order right now to have that information out here? To have that body completely moved all the way, where was that body moved to? I forgot what he said, either to DC or something like that, to have his body moved over there so they can do another autopsy on it.
He said another limitation Another limitation faced by this forensic pathologist was the absence of the anterior internal neck structures. The trachea and the laryngeal cartilage, the thyroid horn, and the hyoid bone were not received with the body. So he's saying that the throat was not received with the body when he got Nolan Wells' body in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy. And so let's discuss that with what he said about that. He said, it is assumed that the initial pathologist retained these structures for additional evaluation.
What they got to do with Trump? They haven't done it though. I don't think they have. Yeah, I don't think they have. That should have been the preview of Trump's first activities, unless he's drifting. Drifting from what?
He said the retention of the anterior neck structures during an initial autopsy is a common forensic pathology practice. He was chief medical examiner for 7 years.
I ain't ready to admit it, bro. I'm not ready to admit it because I can't. They could, but listen though, I'm not ruling it out though. I'm not ruling it out. I'm just not gonna say that it is until we get further evidence. Nah, you good, Mel.
In Washington, D.C., and he said that if they had concern about throat or any fracture or compression of the throat, they too will hold them back. He doesn't know why they held the throat back, but he said the throat was not with the body of Nolan Wells when he received it in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy.
Interesting.
He said,
wow.
Nevertheless, a posterior neck dissection performed without review of the anterior neck structures is incomplete. Therefore, this pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or a cause of death. He said he would need to have the medical examiner in Mississippi allow him to review the throat. That's why he said his autopsy is undetermined pending investigation. Remember, it's about transparency.
That's what I'm saying too, real life PJ. It could be a number of things. When you're talking about the water, when you talk about, because they said that they found him at another pool or something like that. He was at another pool. There's so many different things that could have happened in between that time. But I know, again, we're so quick. I know a lot of us, we're so quick to want to point that finger and hold certain individuals responsible for it. But I can't in my own bones, because I always want to put myself in the shoes of the person that is getting blamed, right? Because if I know I didn't do it, I would hope the public and people be like, nah, you know what? I'm not going to judge them until we get the full proof and evidence of everything. Because I know I didn't do it. Like, I didn't do nothing, bro. But I get it. Everything seems to line up towards me. Everything seems to line up towards me because they were with me. Everything happened. We were at this party and they were supposed to be with me. And boom, next thing you know, this person get found messed up. But I had nothing to do with it. So that's why I'm saying I can't personally do it. I can't do it. I can't.
Because the initial autopsy rightfully removed and dissected each organ, there are additional limitations inherent in the second autopsy of Nolan Wells. The most significant of the limitations was the inability to directly observe the airway and the lungs for water and directly observe the stomach for gastric contents. He said it is very significant as to what the initial forensic scientists who got to review the body when it was recovered. We have heard from our call center people saying the body wasn't waterlogged. Well, we need to know those things. But unfortunately, because the body was decomposed and the organs have already been dissected, those are things we can only get from the initial autopsy. So therefore, again, the manner and cause of death is undetermined until further investigation. We are hopeful that the Mississippi Medical Examiner would give Dr. Mitchell an opportunity to see their photographs and their observations.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they get a physician up there? Because there could have been a black physician. I know it's the NAACP. How come they couldn't get a physician up there to actually speak on this? So that way you can give people real insight. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be 110% honest with y'all. I would try my best to hold on and try to listen to what Ben Crump talked about, but he would have lost if I was in there. I'm like, man, I don't know what this man talking about right now. I'm dead serious. I'm like, man, I don't know what this man talking about right now. Should have got him. Listen. I get it, you the lawyer, but I'm sorry. Get you a physician in there. Anybody, even if it wasn't the actual person who done the autopsy, which still question. That's the big question I have. Why wasn't he there? But you could have got another physician who understood what was going on, understood the lingo, and could break it down and say, hey, this is what's going on. A, B, C, T, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. All right, we can get it. And this is what it is. Because he moving slow as hell through this. I would have went to sleep. I'm being 110% honest. I would have went to sleep. Of course he got a nice watch on. Of course. This is a big money. Listen, outside of the fact that this is messed up, that what happened to Nolan Wells, this is a money grab. They knew what it was like. Hey, listen, we can take this. Listen, we can take this to the public. We can take this big. We can go big with this. We can take this public. We can get on ABC News. Listen, we can bring awareness to what's going on, what happened to your son, Nolan Wells. And of course, in the back of his head, like, hey, that's a big payday for me. Then the NAACP get involved. This is because it's a big story. There's no story bigger. There's no story bigger. Black kid gets unalive. We don't have the full evidence. Oh, he was in Mississippi. Oh, surrounded by a bunch of white people. Oh, he was a football player on his way to college. Come on, that's low-hanging fruit right there. Like, oh, that's too easy. Let's get it. We could take this huge. We could take this big. They feed for stuff like that. I ain't seen Al Sharpton in months of Sundays with everything else that's going on out here in these streets. All the other topics that we have covered, I have not seen Al Sharpton nowhere. I haven't seen NAACP nowhere. But here they go. Big story, potentially racially motivated, which some of us are like, nah, I don't know what it could be. It could be anything, but of course we can easily play on it. And that's exactly what they're running. Rollo?
To the condition of Nolan Wells' body closer in time to July 4th. That is very important, and we have to continue to demand transparency, President Johnson. In addition, the original toxicology results have not been received.
It's at 150 carat. Listen, well, here's the thing. Yes, I think the parents deserve it. I'm going to be 110% honest. The parents deserve it. 110%. Even 150K, that still cannot replace their son on any level. I'm gonna be 110% honest. That still can't replace their son at all, but that's what's up.
At the time of this report, and we continue to wait for the toxicology to come back, because again, that will be part of the investigation into Nolan Wells' autopsy by Dr. Mitchell. It is significant to know that there's many things that go into toxicology that only.
Hey, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna keep playing, but don't he sound? Y'all remember what was the Roscoe Jenkins? Y'all remember the movie Roscoe Jenkins when with Mike Epps? You know, Mike Epps was mocking Michael Clark Duncan. He was like, "You better, you better." What? How you say it? What you say? You go strike out if you ain't careful. Hey, he sounds just like Michael Clark Duncan, bro. I swear he just like a lighter voice. you better watch out. You might strike out if you ain't careful. Green Mile talking dude, bro.
Dr. Mitchell will be able to opine upon, and medical experts can opine upon. And he feels the proper place to do that is before a grand jury in a courtroom. And so we would hope that the district attorney would present Dr. Mitchell before the grand jury as well. We want all relevant information to be heard by the grand jury.
I don't know, Chris. That's a good question.
Lastly,
I think there was.
A death has occurred in or around a body of water. Lastly, in cases where a death has occurred in or around a body of water with suspicion of drowning, it is important to confirm how that person entered the water. This is the crux of the matter. This information is especially important for those deaths of persons who can swim. As in the case with Nolan Wells, at the time of this report, this forensic pathologist does not know the condition of Nolan Wells. He did not know whether he was conscious or unconscious when he entered the water. He said that would be significant. He said he did not know whether he was forced into the water or unforced into the water.
So yeah, that's my question. Why would they hold back? Why would they hold back any of the organs during this autopsy? Why would they hold back any of the organs? Can somebody give me some insight on that? Because I don't know. Why would they hold, if you're doing an autopsy, why would you hold back any organs if there's going to be somebody basically giving a second opinion on it? Why would you hold that? Why would you hold back any of that? Chemical examination? Okay. So they had to hold on to that a little bit longer to do some further testing to see what else they can find.
He said that would be significant. So he said the condition of Nolan Wells before he entered the water would be the crux of the matter. It would be of utmost importance to being able to determine a cause and manner of death. He said, definitive circumstances of death are required to determine the manner of death. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out, and let me really call your attention to this. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out if any intervening non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death of Nolan Wells. Understand, he's saying based on the examination of the body, he cannot rule out foul play. That is significant.
I mean, I guess because you still don't have all the information, so we can't rule nothing. With the information that you're giving right now, Ben Crump, everything that you just read, we still don't know what the hell happened. So of course we're not gonna rule it out yet because there's nothing concrete yet. We don't have nothing. We don't even have all the organs yet in order to even come to a complete conclusion. So what are you talking about? Let me bring this to your attention. Listen, bro, don't turn it into something that is not. Wait for the information to come out. Make sure you do it, but of course you're a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, but still though. Let's not try to turn this into a narrative that is not yet. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because if somebody is responsible for Nolan Wells' death, they should get the book thrown at them 1,000%. But if it's not, then ain't nothing you could do. Get on your knees and pray to God. And you ain't gonna be able to point the finger at nobody. It's just a tragic situation. So we don't know. Until that time, until that happens, until we get further information, until we get further details on what happened, until we get those organs, it's still gonna be we don't know. Inconclusive. We don't know. And for all my so-called want to be pro-blacks, listen, at some point you gotta learn to be objective too. I get it, y'all want to point the finger at somebody has to be responsible, cool. But until we get further evidence, until we get concrete evidence, I'm gonna need y'all to stand still for a minute until we get some information on what happened, what actually happened, until we get all the evidence. Hey, that's a fact. That's facts. That's facts, Mel. That's facts. Said, but Mississippi NEU has a history. But see, I get it. I get it. They have a history. Every state has a history. Every state, every city has a history of some wrongdoing or something going lost or somebody, a wrongful death, a wrongful conviction. That's all across the board. Now I get it. It may have happened more so in Mississippi, but until I'm still not gonna go based off. I'm still not going to say what everybody is saying actually happened. I'm not doing it. And then if it comes out that was the case, then you be like, man, hey, man, we try to tell y'all, cool. Hey, you try to tell us, but I still wasn't gonna say anything until we actually got the full concrete evidence, 100% of what happened and who was responsible. I'm not going to pin that on anybody. I can't. They can take the sample of the lungs, throat, but release the organs to the independent Dr. Mitchell. Fair.
Well, the following questions still outstanding. Number one, what were the circumstances that led to Nolan Xavier Wells entering the water? Number 2, what was the body position when it was found? We know that
He's down,
a
right?
member of the United Cajun Navy said that he was face down and he was fully clothed. Number 3, was there water in the airway? Remember, he talked about the lungs and the airways where they fill with water. Number 4, is there any evidence of injuries to the anterior neck structure? We got the autopsy without his neck.
Exactly, Shadow Band. Exactly. That's why I'm not judging nobody in the court of public opinion. Not doing none of that. Like, nah, I don't know what happened. I don't got the evidence, regardless of what the heart or what my gut would tell me. Because to be honest with you, my gut ain't telling me nothing right now because I don't know. Genuinely speaking. Honest to God, my gut's not telling me anything right now because I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Truly don't know. Number 2 hours after they pulled his body out of the water, the sheriff basically said there was nothing to see, no foul play. Well, yeah, they may have. Again, that's what I'm saying. 2 hours, yeah, 2 hours later, no foul play. But I mean, if you don't see anything right then and there, so I mean, you can't rule it out as that. If you don't see anything, it's foul play. Because I'm pretty sure there are indications. I'm pretty sure when you look at the body off rip, as you are the police officer, right? I'm pretty sure you're trained to see certain things to notice that, okay, there had to be some sort of foul play here because of X, Y, and Z. I see markings here. I see this going on here. But if there's nothing there, then we can't. You have to go based off of that until we get further evidence that proves otherwise.
The body without his neck at the time of the second autopsy. Number 5, is there any evidence of any intracranial hemorrhage? He said that is going to be very significant. Things that he could not observe at
the same way you can lose your black friend amongst a whole bunch of black people. It happens. It happens. When you have so many, because he wasn't the only black person there. He wasn't the only black person there. There were other black folks there too. And when you at this little island, it wasn't just like it was just 20 people or 15 people. There were a ton of kids out there. So it's easy to get lost. It is easy to get lost because guess what? They're doing their own thing. They talking to people. They're engaging with other individuals, trying to holler at girls. It's summertime. They're doing what they do. So yeah, it's easy, especially and then on top of that, when you add alcohol, because I'm pretty sure that they were drinking too. When you add alcohol to the equation, that's even easier. It's even easier to get lost.
Autopsy that the initial medical examiner would have been able to observe.
But I will say this because I said it before. I'm not leaving without my friend. If I came with you, y'all leaving with me. I'm leaving with the same people I came with. Regardless, I don't care if you're trying to holler at Shorty. I don't care what you're doing. Hey, fam, we gotta go. It's time to ride. Nah, bro, I'ma stay. No, dog. Hey, listen. If you want old girl, if you trying to get old girl, you better get a number 9, hit her up later, bro. But we gotta ride. I'm not finna leave you behind because ain't no telling what can pop off. And then next thing you know, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be feeling guilty if something happened to you because you could have came with me. Nope. So let's ride. Holla at Shorty later, man. Just get a number real quick. Why you over there caking so much on her anyway, man? Get it in like you finna bust her down right there in the middle of the floor anyway. Get a number and hit her up later.
Number 6 was the composition of the stomach contents. He talks about that being important because when was he found How long had he been in the water? How long had it been since his last meal? All those things become relevant factors when you're trying to do a thorough and impartial autopsy. And number 7, what are the toxicology report findings? He said the best classification again for the cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells is undetermined pending investigation. This forensic pathologist reserves the right to review and incorporate additional forensic pathology information into his opinion as it becomes available. He says, the above opinions are expressed to a reasonable degree of medical certainty. Dr. Roger A. Mitchell, July 19, 2026.
So at the end of the day, it's a nothing burger for right now. As of right now, it's a nothing burger. There's nothing that we can determine. There's nothing that gives us the evidence that says exactly what happened. We are still on the fence with this situation. Yeah, that's what exactly, Mel. A lot of legit questions, rightfully so. Everybody who has questions, they are legitimate questions because we want answers, right? Everybody has questions and we want answers. There are more questions being asked than there are answers being answered. Exactly. The kid won't get the rest in peace at all. At all. So they're gonna continue to keep running up that GoFundMe. Because I already know Crump gonna get his. Here's the thing. You want me to be 110% honest with y'all? I think he took this pro bono. Because he gonna get paid on the back end from the publicity. Guarantee it. I guarantee. Pro bono. And he gonna get paid on the back end. 1,000%. Because the more that they continue to draw out this situation, the more money that they're gonna make, the Wells, and he gonna get a nice little chunk from that. 100%. He gonna get a nice little chunk. Yeah, you see, yeah, don't get the exactly. So this might be a simple, even if they don't find anything. Let's just say, and hopefully they get all the information. I pray to God that they get, so we can actually figure out what actually happened to him so he can rest in peace, right? So everybody can have their answers, everybody can rest easy, right? But if nothing happens and they just say, listen, we just gotta name this inconclusive, we don't know. We just gonna call it well, what do you call it? A tragic death. He gonna still have a big payday because of the publicity. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. This gonna go on for about another month or so, maybe 2. 100%. They're gonna draw this out for a long time. Just look at the videos. There weren't but 4 black folks on the island of 500 whites. Nolan stuck out like a sore thumb. I think I'm not being naive. I'm being honest. You think so? You're gonna sit here and tell me that you around 500 people. I don't think you understand how big or how many people 500 people are. When you then add in alcohol, when you then add in people doing many different things, when you then add so many different people around you, it's not like you in the skylight, you're able to see everybody, see them. the entire circumference of everybody. When you're engaging with other people, when you're having fun, it's easy to get lost around 500 people. It's easy because people are doing their own thing. People are engaging. You can easily get lost, regardless if it's 500 white people and there's only 4 black people. It's easy to get lost because you're expecting the person that's doing their own thing, you're expecting them to be able to take care of themselves and handle themselves. It's not like you're handling a little kid and you got to keep a leash on them or keep a hand around them or keep them close by you where you're watching them every second. That ain't the same thing. So it's not being naive. It's reality. There you go. There you go, Mel. I appreciate you. That's what I was looking for. I just couldn't get it out. Accidental death. There you go. I just couldn't get it out. Good looking out though. But hey, let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these 2 videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
What? All right, so let's go to this next topic. Let's talk about this mayor. Have y'all heard about the mayor of Stockbridge, Georgia? 22-year-old who made history at the age of 22, became the mayor of Stockbridge, Georgia. All of a sudden, he is under investigation, and I wonder why. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to give our thoughts and our opinions. So let's rock out.
Showdown in Stockbridge with the youngest mayor in the city's history is now under investigation. The Stockbridge City Council ordering Mayor Jaden Williams to surrender his city car, credit card, and access fobs today by noon.
Thank you, Mayor.
Tonight, 11 Alive's Doug Richards is digging into the investigation.
Noon came and went here at Stockbridge City Hall without Mayor Jaden Williams showing up to surrender his government payment card and access fobs. Jaden Williams was 22 years old when voters elected him last fall as mayor of Stockbridge. The mayor is a voting member of the city council, but is mostly ceremonial. Otherwise, Stockbridge employs a city manager to actually run the government. Nonetheless, Mayor Williams apparently had access to a city car and other benefits that the city council voted abruptly to take away from the young mayor. The council was very careful not to make any public accusations, and city officials have been very tight-lipped about what precipitated the extraordinary action against the mayor. Williams himself has turned away requests for comment and has also asked at least some of his supporters to withhold public comment. Although the mayor faced a noon deadline, we're told that the city was in a position to remotely and electronically deactivate the mayor's access.
That's what I thought. Let me see. Look, let's take a look real quick. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me go right here. Let's see. So in the United States, there is no single federal minimum age for mayors. Each city or state sets. Well, let me put it up here on the screen for y'all so y'all can read it too. So y'all don't think I'm just out here talking out the side of my neck. So it says, in the United States, there is no single federal minimum age for mayors. Each city or state sets its own rules. However, most jurisdictions follow a state level age requirement for elected municipal offices. So easily you can be 22 years old and the mayor of a city. So out here in Arizona where I'm at, some states like Arizona set minimum age for mayoral candidates at 25. So if you're 25 years old, you can be the mayor of the city. Insane. Insane. Insane.
Access to city facilities, city cars, and other city payment systems. In Stockbridge, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
An independent investigator is now looking into how Stockbridge's mayor spent the city's money. Members of the city manager staff started asking questions after they saw the numbers. Those questions led to the city council passing a resolution which took away Mayor Jaden Williams' access to certain perks, including fuel and credit cards. The mayor pro tem spoke with Atlanta News First, saying that these actions do not necessarily mean the mayor did anything wrong.
Outcomes could be nothing. The outcomes could be a reprimand, a censure, or even removal if the process.
Listen, we know exactly. Listen. We know exactly what it is. You're a 22-year-old mayor. You dang near got the key to the city. You got your own car, and you got your own card too. That taxpayers are funding. Oh yeah, at the age of 22, you balling out of control. You got to scratch the itch. You got to scratch the itch. At 22 years old, listen, man, heavy is the head that wear the crown. Of course, he finna go out here and start spending money on egregious things. 1,000%. I don't even know what they were expecting in the first place. They should have already put a limit. They should have put a limit on the card, bro. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you present yourself. You could be an upstanding young man. I'm pretty sure that there's nothing wrong with him. I'm pretty sure he's a straightforward. I'm pretty sure he take care of business, but he's still a 22-year-old black man. And you got the key to the city. Got the key to the city, dog. Even at the age of 30, you become the mayor. You understand you got all these perks and benefits as the mayor of the city. What, man, you're gonna be enticed to do a lot of things. That's why a lot of mayors get caught up in their BS9. That's why a lot of them really want to stick to being the mayor. Like, listen, man, I'm good. Listen, I'm the king of my castle. I can do what I want. I get paid on the table as well as I got the keys. I got people driving me around the city. Boy, I'm telling you. He living a life as a 22-year-old. Can't nobody tell him nothing at the age of 22. You a junior in college. You a junior in college at the age of 22. He the mayor of a city at the age of 22. What you think he gonna do? What you think he gonna do? What would any 22-year-old do? Think about this. What would any 22-year-old do when they come across something like this? Just think about it. If you get a 22-year-old and you give them $500,000, what you think they're gonna do with that $500,000? They finna blow it. Your average 22-year-old finna blow that $500K easy. They probably won't make it through the month. They won't make it through the month. That's it. You feel me? Running off with all the money. He said, I want to let you out. I want to let you out my sight if I was your friend. That's reality. Well, see, you're saying that's your reality. That's not the reality of the situation, though. You're missing it. You're going based off of what you would do. We're talking about general person.
Dictates that, but none of that has been determined at this point, so it's very preliminary.
Now, Williams is still the acting mayor. And
see what I'm saying? He taking trips to Africa on the taxpayer's dime and bought a pool table. No, fam. And listen, and Pete, you see how fresh that haircut is, right? I'm pretty sure he paying the price and he tipping. That suit ain't from Men's Warehouse, that's for sure. So you know he breaking bread. Oh yeah. And I know them glasses ain't cheap. He not playing no games. Hey, listen, he was meant to be a mayor. He meant to be a mayor, 1000%. They just said, "Hey, dog, you doing? Hey, hold on, big dog, you doing a little bit too much, too fast. Slow down, one thing at a time, homie. One thing at a time. You can't just be out here just making these sporadic purchases like this, man. This is on taxpayers' dime. You got to do one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Listen, I'm gonna teach you the ropes, big dog, but right now we got to cut you off. We gotta put some restrictions on you, homie, because we can't be doing this. Because now you're gonna be messing up. Now you're gonna be messing up my game and my play. Now, if you mess up my money, then we're gonna have a bigger issue."
Is expected to preside over the city council meeting set for next Tuesday.
You, Don. Right now, an independent investigator is looking.
You said next time you go to the beach, count how many black folks are at the beach. Well, I don't need to, but they still can get lost. You act like the beach. You act like you at a lake or something, or you act like you at a pool or something. The lake is big. You can get lost. Even at a beach, you can get lost. All you got to do is turn your head for a smooth second. You can get lost. As a black person, as a white person, don't matter.
Into how Stockbridge's mayor Jaden Williams spent the city's money. Members of the city manager's staff started asking questions after seeing financial records. Those questions led to the city council passing a resolution restricting the mayor's access to certain perks, including fuel and credit cards. The mayor pro tem spoke with Atlanta News First, saying those actions do not mean the mayor did anything wrong.
Outcomes could be.
Yeah, of course the mayor. Yeah, listen, he didn't listen. All he did, the only thing he did wrong was he went too hard too soon. He went too hard too soon. Listen, y'all know y'all parents. Y'all know how the parents used to tell y'all your pocket's burning, so you want to spend it. You want to spend that money because you know it's there. Them pockets, like you feel them pockets burning. When he got that card, he got that access. He was like, "Oh man, it's game on now." All the chicks all the shorties that was dissing me, all the shorties that was looking at me like I was a lame, understand something. It's game time.
Ooh,
He was in that thing like That's what I'm saying. I don't even blame him. I get it. I understand it. I knew it was. What do you expect from a 22-year-old mayor, bro? What more do you expect? I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. What more do you expect? I don't expect anything less. If I'm gonna be 110% honest with you, but I'm pretty sure things are gonna work out. They're gonna figure some things out, and hopefully he get his act together and become one of the best mayors of Stockbridge. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Let me read this super chat real quick.
Yeah, you right, man. Making money is me, man.
10 years, me and you gonna have matching Benzes?
10 years? Thinking more like 10 days, man. 10 days.
Shout out to Food Carry Fairy for the 2 gems. She said 100. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for showing love to the show. Per usual. What we got next, man? What we got next? Let's move on to this next topic. When I visit, let me say what you say. When I visit my friends in Queensbridge, New York, I trust my friend gets me home. Okay, cool. Well, trust your friend to get home. Listen, we all would trust our friend to get us home, but guess what? That ain't the case a lot of times. So, hey, it happens. I get it. So, but let's move on though. Let's move on. We passed that topic now. Let's move on. I get it. You say that you can't lose your friend, and I say that it's possible. We on two different sides of the aisle. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, so I want to get into this one. I don't know if we gonna let me see how long we gonna stay on this topic. Let's see. Guy says he quit his 9 to 5. Now he's struggling on YouTube. I'm curious.
This is the real story of what happened.
I am curious. I need to get more insight on what he's talking about. So we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna give my thoughts and my opinion. So let's rock out.
And when I quit my job, bet everything on myself, and somehow still ended up here questioning everything.
Toronto
showing us that he's there, and then
so let me take you back to how this originally started. I finished my MBA in 2023. Before that, I had an advertising degree. You know, the idea here is you get the degree, you do the job, you have a great career. That's what everybody was doing. What people didn't tell me was job hunting in Canada will humble you. One company that kind of broke everything in me, I had 6 interviews with them, 6 different interviews with 6 different people. I don't run a big company, but I'm sure I don't need 6 interviews to know if I want to hire somebody. Anyway, the 6th one was I was supposed to meet up with some senior person, VP, all that rubbish. And the interview went great. He said he loved me. He said he can't wait to get me on board. 2 weeks pass, 2 whole weeks. I get an email. It's a very generic bullshit HR email. I was so pissed off. It didn't stop there. Then I got rejection emails from Microsoft, from Amazon, rejection after rejection after rejection. You know, when things aren't going your way, it always feels like it's only happening to you. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't smart enough. Now, even though I was doing a 9 to 5 or I wanted to get a job, I always wanted to make films or tell stories or be in front of a camera and operate a camera at the same time. But life has a funny way of getting in the way. You need money to fund your dreams, so I needed a job to fund what I'm currently doing. August 2023, the channel was doing badly. Like, nothing was working. I was posting and nothing was happening. And I think at that point, looking back now, I think I was depressed. I didn't know it then. I just thought it was just me being tired, but I think I was depressed. So I went back home. I went back to Nigeria. And there's something that happens when you go back home. When you see your mom and your dad, your sisters and your family.
Hey, homie, let me give you a word of advice real quick. Keep that fade. Get rid of that fro that you got, homie. That fade is clean. The fade is smooth. I hope you weren't trying to get those jobs with that fro. I ain't even trying to joke on you. I'm just saying that fade is clean. That's what I hope you had when you was trying to get that job, big dog. Just want to throw that out there.
When you're around people who knew you before any of this, something happens in your brain. There's some sort of a mind shift. And I don't know how else to explain it. I just needed to be outside of my own head, outside of this city, outside of LinkedIn and YouTube analytics just for a while. And being home did all that for me. I came back to Toronto differently. I don't know exactly what changed, but something shifted mentally. And then Apple came out with...
Listen, okay, let me give you some insight. I came up, I went to a predominantly white school. I went to a predominantly black college. It's still easy to get lost. There you go. There's some insight for you.
The iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Welcome to Apple Park, and we are thrilled to introduce our astonishing new titanium design.
I made a commentary video, just me giving my honest take, and it blew up. I got about 100,000 views in about 2 days, which is kind of crazy. And I remember thinking and telling myself, if this is something that happens like within the next few months, then maybe I do have something here. So I kept going. I watched the channel grow through the end of 2023. I quit the entire job hunt and I just went straight into the deep end.
Got lost. That ain't the point though. I got lost. So I debunked your point.
386 videos. I want you to actually think about that.
Let's see, his channel is doing, he's at 38K right now. He's at 38K. And this video in itself did 32,000.
Number for a second. It's not a hobby. It's not someone messing around on the weekends. That is a full production operation running by one person, me. My week looked like this. I plan my videos a month or two in advance.
Nice.
Each week I work on the script, I brainstorm the angles, I figure out what I want to say. Tuesdays and Wednesdays I go out and get A-roll, and if I need B-roll for that device or product, Thursday will handle all that. Fridays for editing, and Saturday and Sunday is for uploading.
I can't, man, here's my thing though. Here's my thing. I can't do that, dog. I can't. I gotta get it out there. You take a month before you post a video out there? A month? Do you know how many people are posting videos on a daily basis? Listen, I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes, you know, some people are more captivated by the quality of the video and perfecting it to the T in order to, you know, whatever his goal is, whatever his angle is in regards to potentially getting sponsorships or getting brand deals. I get it. And I understand it. But man, I'm not gonna wait no month to post a video. No. By the time a whole month go through, bro, I didn't post it. Let me see. Anywhere between 20 to 25 videos in a month, I done already posted on a daily. So I'm posting 20 to 25 videos a day. Well, not a day, but a month. Crazy. I'm not doing that. Hey, thank you, Mel. I appreciate you. Mel.
Every week for almost 2 years straight. Here's what nobody tells you about hitting certain milestones. When I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I want to be very clear about this because most channels never get there. Something about 80% of YouTube channels never reach up to 10,000 subs. That's not a small thing. That's actually very significant. My girlfriend was happy. I was happy for maybe 30 seconds. And then my brain said,
appreciate your ambition.
All right, there are people with higher numbers than you. Move on, get better. Your job is not finished. And I've been like this my whole life. I grew up in Nigeria where hustle culture is just the water you swim in. You move, you grind, you get to the next thing. You don't sit down to take your wins in because there's always something further to go to. And for a long time, I thought that was a strength. I want to tell you about a moment that almost ended everything. This was 2022, early 2023. I haven't really told anybody outside my friends this story.
All right, well then
the Pixel 6 was releasing, you know, big phone, a lot of attention, Google's new flagship. I made a video, I did my research, I put my work in, you know, to make sure that video gets out before the next day. I also noticed another creator I know made basically the same video, same concept, similar B-roll, same angle, and his took off and mine it just didn't move. And I sat there thinking, what exactly do I have to do? I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting in the same work. Why is it working for him and not for me? I think that night I was done. Like, I'm fucking done with YouTube. Like, what is the point of all this?
Nope. I know. I understand it. Why? Because there are videos that I have posted that somebody else would have done the same video and their video would get many more views, many more clicks than mine would. But I also understood that's part of the game. That's part of the growth process. That's part of people not knowing who I am versus them knowing who this other person is. So I give you an example. Now, this is a huge differentiation from where I'm at versus this person. But one day I posted the same exact video as that Shaq. His took off within hours. Mine had only got what, a few views, 20 views maybe. But then at first I was like, dang, bro, like I posted the same exact thing. this same exact thing. How this man already at 10K views and I'm only at 20? How that work? Right? So, but then I had to understand. I said, listen, bro, it's a growth process. He already got people that he's trusted. He already got people that, you know what I'm saying, that's rocking with him. He's been doing this for a minute. He's been doing this for years already. So he already got skin in the game. So you got to understand that just because you post the same exact video, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to hit the same. Nobody knows you yet, but they knew this person. They already knew this person, so they're going to automatically rock with that person already. So it's just one of the things you got to understand. So it's just the mud that you have to go through. It's the growth process. That's part of growth. That's part of what building is. Nobody don't know you yet, but guess what? You keep on working. You keep on grinding. Don't worry about it. Don't get depressed about it, because guess what? Your time is coming. And when your time comes, guess what? You're going to be that person. Then there's going to be somebody else who look at you. They're going to be like, dang, how this person get these many views? And I only got 2 to 3. Everybody got to go through the mud. No, don't do that. Chris, don't do that. Don't do that. We don't do that over here. We don't do that apologist stuff. Nope. There's no reason for you to apologize for this. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all.
I went to bed that night completely convinced I was finished. I woke up the next morning and said, okay, we go again. And honestly, we go again is like the best phrase for anybody. Now, I don't know what that is. Some people call it resilience. I think it's just stubbornness, my stubbornness. Or maybe it's just that I didn't have anything else to go back to. So I got up and I kept going. And there were nights I was almost in tears, just sitting there asking why everything was so hard, why the views weren't coming, why I was putting out work and feeling like I was shouting into a void. And then something differently happened. I started noticing a gap between what I was making and what I wanted to make. Content was solid, my videos were pretty good, and they were doing what they were supposed to do. But when I finished editing something, I just feel absolutely nothing. I'm not proud of my work. I'm not excited to share it. It's just another thing I need to do. I love tech. Like, I love everything about it. That was never the problem. But I started to realize that talking about a phone or talking about a laptop was never going to be a big enough canvas for what I actually wanted to do. The tech video format has a ceiling on creativity. You can be really good at it, and I was putting in work to be really good at it. But there's only so much of yourself you can put into a review, only so much story you can tell inside that format. And then a viewer said it to me directly in my comments. I can never forget this day. I'm going to try and paraphrase, but he basically said I was making the same videos over and over again. And I knew he was right, not because the videos were bad, but because I was playing it safe. I was producing inside a box instead of building something big. And here's what I figured out about me personally. The wins don't really stick. They never have. I've hit milestone. I acknowledge it for 30 seconds and I move on. It's not something I decided to do. It's just how I operate. And I used to think it.
Can I ask y'all a question? Is there a point of creating the content that you want to create versus creating the content that the people want to see? I think you can do both. Creating the content that you want, at the same time adding your own spin to it. That's what content creation is. That's what content creation is. Understanding, like, listen, I want to talk about certain things, but therefore I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk about it the way that I want to talk about it. I'm not going to do it the way that this other person's doing it, because I'm uniquely myself. I'm unique myself, so I can talk about it the way that I want to. I don't need to be like this person over here. I don't need to do it like this person over here. I'm going to be me, and people going to rock with me however they rock with me. But regardless of that, you still got to put in the work. You still got to continue to keep grinding. You still got to continue to keep pushing. On top of that, don't ever quit your 9 to 5 for content creation until your content creation is making you more than enough money to where your job is getting in the way of you getting to making more money from content creation. Continue to keep using your job as leverage. And if you need to, continue to keep leveling up in corporate America. And then once that time comes, and you will know when that time comes, now he's like, all right, bet. Now we can move over here and focus on this full time.
meant I have high standards, that I was driven, that I wanted more. But what it actually does is make success feel impossible because the finish line keeps moving. So no matter how far I run, I never actually arrive anywhere. You're just permanently somewhere in the middle, permanently behind where you think you should be. And the honest version of this video, the reason I'm making it is that
real life, PJ.
I've reached a point where I had to ask myself a real question. Am I still enjoying this? Or am I just producing for the hell of it? Because there's a difference between creating and producing. Producing is output. It's consistent, it's disciplined, it gets videos out every week on schedule. And I've been very good at producing. But creating it's something else. Creating is making something because you genuinely love the thing you're making, because the story matters to you, because you couldn't not make it. And somewhere in the last year, I stopped creating and I just started producing.
Exactly. Listen, here's one thing that I figured out since I started doing content creation. When I just started working, when I just started putting forth the effort, when I just say, listen, man, I don't care about the quality yet. I don't care about how dope the video is. I don't care about that yet. I want to get consistent in putting in the work. Once I get consistent and put in the work, and I know that I'm going to continue to keep showing up, I can build over time. I can grow over time. I can make changes over time. I can slowly turn this thing into something that's going to be memorable. When you see my channel, you know who it is. When you see certain things on my channel, oh yeah, that's Courtnee right there. I know who that is. But I can't do that if I'm not producing. I can't do that if I'm not putting anything out there. That's the problem with a lot of people, because guess what? A lot of individuals, they have that analysis paralysis. Everything has to be perfect before they start to put something out. And it's like, dog, don't nobody know you. Don't nobody care. Let's be real. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to see it anyway. So it best behoove you to take that, produce it, whatever that video is, whether you like it or not. I don't care how crazy you sound. Don't matter. Put it out there. Nobody's going to see it. I promise you. Nobody's going to see it. Maybe one person that you told, maybe your friend, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, or whoever is that you're close to, like, hey man, I just posted a video, go check it out real quick. That's probably the only view you're going to get. Other than that, don't nobody care what you got going on, bro. The only time they care is when you actually have real motion going on and people are actually watching. Then that's when they're going to start coming over there trying to see who you are and trying to figure out who you are. By this time, you already are a well-oiled machine. You're rocking and rolling. So trying to be perfect beforehand, forget all that, man. Just put the content out there. Forget being perfect. I don't care if you stutter. I don't care if you mess up words. I don't care if you sneeze while you're on camera. I don't care. Put it out there. I don't care if you got an eye boogie in your eye. Put it out there. Nobody gonna see it anyway. You're gonna be talking to a wall. You're gonna be talking to yourself. You're gonna be looking in the camera, talking to yourself, because ain't nobody gonna see you.
I love films and movies, and I've been obsessed with them for a very long time. The aspect of it, what sorts of symbolism,
that's a fact, William.
What light shines on a particular subject, and the story itself. The story has been a big factor in why I love films. The idea you can take a simple story and turn it into like a compelling thriller, compelling, horror movie, or an action movie for that matter. I've always loved that aspect of it. Let's take Breaking Bad, for example. The story is a school teacher.
Okay, I'll pause it right there, man. Shout out to him though, man. No, it does. That's exactly. Listen, that's how it feels though, bro. That's how it feels. Sometimes, bro, you just gotta put the work out there, and everything else will fall in place. You'll start realizing things that you want to change. You'll start figuring out what angle that you want to take. You'll start figuring out now, okay, this is my lane. This is my space, because I rock out really hard over here. The thing that I was working on over here, I'm not really into that for real. So, I can dead that over here. But shout out to, what's his name? Call Me KJ. His name is Call Me KJ on YouTube. Go check him out. He had 38K subscribers, 32K views in this video. He posted this actually 2 months ago. So shout out to him, man. And let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Because that's a spice life for the individual. Yep, facts. It was Nolan's choice as a grown man, Chris, not an underage kid. You can't control anyone that. Yep, that's facts. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll definitely be all right. The content is good that he's creating. It's dope. So I don't see him doing anything. But the thing is, you only at 30, you only at 32K, and you had this YouTube channel for 13 years. I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna say this. Maybe it's because he took a break from YouTube. Maybe it's because that he took breaks in between, because there is no way 13 years and you only got 38K views. Nah, pimping. I'm for sure I'm gonna blow that out the water before 13 years. I plan to be in six figures by the time I hit double digits in years of being on YouTube. That's a fact. That is a fact. Absolutely not. I would not. Yeah, he's digging to learn and not giving up. I admire the fortitude. Oh, facts. I do too. He's trying to find himself within the content. I get it. He's trying to find his purpose. I understand it and I get it. But I think you find purpose within the work. I think you find purpose in the work that you're doing. I think that's when the actual purpose comes in. That's where you find it. I don't think you find purpose just sitting there trying to figure it out. I don't. Because you don't know. If you're not working, if you're not trying to build something, if you're not trying to do anything, you just sitting there trying to figure things out. Oh man, I need to figure something out. I don't know what to do. Well, you'll never know what to do if you're just sitting there. If you're just sitting there trying to contemplate on what it is that you want to do, just start doing something. You'll figure it out. It'll be revealed to you. It definitely will. And when that time comes, guess what? You dive head first into it. Don't matter how, it don't need to be perfect. It don't need to be anything. You just dive into it and you figure it out as you go. You build the car as you drive it. So, but yeah, so let's go to this. I want to go to this last topic. of the night. Let's talk about Melissa Ford really quick. So she's back out here again in these streets, and thought this video was pretty interesting. So I may bounce around a little bit to find exactly where I want it to be, but there were a lot of things said in this video. So we're gonna get into it, and then we're gonna give our thoughts on it. All right, so let's rock out.
B-boy. Is because what does that even mean? They're raised how to not be girls.
That's it.
And so that's confusing as hell. So what does it mean to raise a boy into a man? What does that mean without using the example of, see, girls do this, don't do this. Like, as a father, how do you raise a boy from a man in a healthy manner? Because evidently, as a woman who's in these streets, a lot of them are literally still stuck in that maleness, as you say.
Yeah. The simple answer is this: the same rules that we have for our daughter dating are the same rules that we have for our son dating. The same things that so many of us as men and potential men in waiting, we've gotten our humanity stolen from us. So the minute that you tell a boy that he shouldn't cry, because boys don't cry, is the minute that you have stolen that boy's humanity from him. so many of our women have been programmed into seeing men as stoic as their great grandfathers and grandfathers.
I disagree. I disagree with that. I don't think fathers tell their sons not to cry. I think the issue is because they're little kids, right? You have to understand. So we're coming from a place of adulthood, right? And we understand what these little kids are going through and the things that kids cry about. The little things, the small, minuscule things that they cry about, that's what they tell them to stop crying. Hey, you tripped and fell. Okay, you were a little embarrassed. What are you crying for? There's no reason for you to cry. It's cool. That's why we always ask the question, are you bleeding? Are you hurt? Oh, your feelings hurt. Okay, well, there's no need to cry about it. Listen, one thing you can do, get up, laugh about it. It happens to everybody. No need to cry about that. There's no reason to cry about it. It's not about the fact of men not being able to cry. It's about when you cry about everything. When you make everything a big deal. Nobody tells a man not to cry. We know men cry, but guess what? We're not going to do it in front of our family. We're not going to do it in front of our children because guess what? They look at us as Superman. And somebody has to be the rock. While everybody else is crying when other things are going on, you have to be stoic. You have to be the rock. You have to be the one that still have to get things done. And then you cry later. When you play sports, nobody talks about anybody crying. Think about sports, right? Think about the person who lost the championship game and they gave it their all. They gave it their all. They left it on the floor and they're crying in the locker room. Nobody talks about it. Nobody tells them not to cry because they understand it. They understand. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into it and they still fell short. And they tell them, hey, bro, hey, I get it. I get it. You put it all on the floor. You just fell short. But don't give up. It's cool. Cry now, you know what I'm saying? Get it out. But now you know what to do. Now you understand how to come back even better. So nobody tells their son. Now I get it. There are some toxic men and some toxic women who tell their young boys, hey, don't stop crying. That's some you acting like a little girl. That's toxic. But what men tell their sons, it's like, hey, what are you crying for? What's the reason for you crying? Are you hurt? Are you bleeding? Are you dying? What's going on? Are you good? Okay, well, first of all, instead of you crying, calm down, relax. Okay, there's no immediate danger right now, so calm down and tell me what's wrong. Calm down, breathe. What's going on? What's wrong? Use your words. Talk to me. What's up? Then once they slow down, they talk and like, oh, okay, well, I understand why this happened, but there's no reason for you to cry for this. Because guess what? There is going to be situations. There are going to be even bigger situations. I get it. This situation may seem huge right now. This situation may seem big to you right now. But trust me, it's not as big as you think. But you good though, all right? Cool. Kiss on the forehead. Go on about your day. Go continue to keep playing. Simple as that. That's what love is. Nobody said, hey, man, stop being a little B, bro. Stop all that goddamn crying, bro. Nobody ain't doing all that.
But just don't know it. So when they have a conversation with a man who is emotionally in tune with himself, and he talks about something that hurt his feelings or something that...
I agree. I agree, Mel. I agree.
He doubts about himself or something that he may fear. Mm-hmm. It gives a woman the ick. Very few people, our brothers are suffering, but I'm going to say this very loud, full-chested. Our women are doing better, but they're not doing well.
Explain that.
Doing better how? Yeah, please explain that to me. I'm listening. How?
Because when I just gave that example about a woman hearing all of those things from a man and then getting the ick behind it, what you don't realize about yourself is that you're still caught up in the idea of what patriarchy is.
Yes.
Because we're all poisoned by it. It's not just the guys. It's the women too.
Oh, I've met quite a few women with internalized misogyny and that are really
for sure.
Yeah.
So when this woman, now watch this, if we're talking about our sisters being the most educated demographic in the country, if you're the most educated demographic in the country, it would stand to reason that eventually that's going to turn into dollars. And if that turns into dollars, it stands to reason that you will probably be the bigger breadwinner in your relationship. Are you ready for that?
Okay, so let me ask you this. That is a very good
Most women are not.
So that is a very good question. That is a very, very good question. However,
because we got to have a real conversation now. I'm done having the surface level fake conversation. I went all the way, and I'm okay with that. I just want him to have feelings. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're lying.
You're right.
You're lying.
Okay, so let me say by way of observation, I have observed in relationships with friends, when the woman is the breadwinner.
Yes.
Boy, does it get super complicated.
It gets so
but
complicated.
There's two things that are happening.
You know why? Because everybody has to retrain their brain.
So there's two things that are happening.
So in the study, in quarter two, here we go. Let me give it to y'all real quick, because they continue to keep using this narrative. They don't want to give context. They don't want to give none of that. They just start talking. They think that they're doing something. So in quarter two of 2026, women earn $1,136 in a typical week, compared to with men earning $1,380 for $1,380. So no, typically y'all still aren't doing better than men. Even with y'all education, you're still not doing better than men. In the general sense. Your average woman is not making six figures as everybody swear that they are. Everybody swear that every woman's out here making six figures. No, y'all not. No, y'all are not. You capping.
Yep.
One, she may feel it's a little bit challenging to regard him as the head of the household when she's the one paying for the household.
So let me get to that real quick. This is good. This is good. We got to bring into the conversation now this idea of particularly Black men and Black women. Black women are under the impression that when they become accomplished and they make more money, that Black men are intimidated.
Hold on, y'all. I ain't done. In the US, men earn significantly more than women on average. With the gender pay gap persisting across most occupations and age groups. Right? Current median earnings, Q2 2025 BLS data. Men median weekly earnings, like we said, 1,330 for full-time wage and salary workers. Women median weekly earnings, 1,078. Annual equivalent, men earn about $69,160 a year versus women $56,056 for women. A difference of $13,104 per year. This represents a 20% pay gap when comparing median weekly wages. So in 2023, women's median weekly earnings were 83.6% of men's. So no, even with y'all education and your PhDs and your master's degrees, your bachelor's degrees, your associate's degrees, you still aren't. And y'all, and again, y'all are the most educated. Y'all are the most enrolled in school, and yet y'all still are not earning more than men. So let's make sure that we're being clear about that conversation. when we're having this conversation. We're not going to continue to keep doing that. We're not going to continue. Even at the age, even between 16 and 19, men are still earning more than women in every age group. They're still earning more. Every age group, they're still earning more. The closest gap is 20 to 24. That's the closest gap. And as you continue to get older, that gap continues to increase. That gap gets bigger. So when you walk around here at the age of 30 something and 30, 35, 40, talking about, oh, I need my man in 6 figures, man, most of y'all ain't even making 6 figures a day. Stop capping.
Ridiculous. There's a huge difference between being intimidated and turned off.
Okay.
Because I have seen this firsthand from some of our sisters who carry this like a badge.
Mm-hmm.
No man, I'm gonna get crass for a second. If you are not bending over your man, and if you can't beat him up, you can't intimidate him.
Facts.
It's not possible.
Facts.
Let's stop the garbage.
Okay.
No man is going to be intimidated by you unless you are bending him over or beating him up.
Okay.
Now watch this.
Okay.
We're going to have a real conversation now.
We are.
Because we got to start retraining our brain because we've all been poisoned.
I know this. Okay.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
My wife, by the way, right now, Mrs. Whitfield out-earns Mr. Whitfield.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one man in that house. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when my wife wakes up and she says, babe,
I heard a sound.
Babe, I heard something. If it were difficult for her to see me as the man of the house,
Mm-hmm.
she would get up, grab the gun, grab the Roddy, and go see if everything is okay. While I lay underneath the covers and wait for her to get back.
Mm-hmm.
There's one man in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what listen, be a boss
Mm-hmm.
outside that house. When you come in here, you are Mrs., not Mr.
Mm-hmm.
I am the leader of my house, not because I tell anybody what to do. I'm too smart for that.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is from the south side of Chicago.
That don't mean nothing.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. If we don't do life right in our house, somebody will die.
That's yeah, it's true.
You understand?
Yes, you guys are both tough cookies.
I do not tell my wife what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I show my wife what to do. That's what makes me the leader of the house.
Okay. In what way?
I am the model that everyone in the house mirrors.
Okay.
We talking about getting into shape. You talked about, what do you see on social media?
You in the gym.
Mr. Whitfield is in the gym.
Yes.
I am modeling for my wife what she can do. Whenever there is a what I call a spirited verbal joust going on between the two of us, I have to model for my wife.
I think here's the thing, man, because I'm not gonna continue to dwell on what they're talking about. It's the same thing. Melissa Ford just don't understand. She thinks she's too good. She thinks she's too good, and she don't want to listen. She thinks she's too good. She don't want to listen, right? And hopefully she takes in what he's saying. But ultimately, when we're having these conversations, everybody tries to blur the line, right? Everybody tries to be cool about having a conversation. Keep it simple. Sometimes things are black and white. Go back to the foundation of what relationships were. What was the foundation? What are your morals? What's your plan in life? What are your goals? Where are you trying to get to? Do you want kids? Are you good? Are you a family-oriented person? What's your relationship with your mother and father? Do you have a strong relationship with your mother and father? Because one of the biggest things that a lot of people, when they got into relationships, one of the biggest things is what? They have to be family-oriented. Family-oriented. And understanding when you get in a relationship, it's not about you anymore. It's not about you. It's not about what you want. It's not about, oh, it's my happiness. And if I'm not happy, then I can't be. No, when you get in a relationship, when you get married, it's about duty at this point. Now, you've committed to this person, whether you are happy or not, because guess what? That man ain't over there. There are going to be times where he's not happy. There are going to be times when you aren't happy. But guess what? You have a duty to each other, and you got to make sure that you are keeping the house afloat the way it's supposed to be. So if y'all are having an issue, that's why this is a big thing called communication. Have communication, but understand something. Understand something. Neither one of you are bigger than the program that y'all signed up for. He has a purpose, you have a purpose. And when y'all come together, y'all are aligned, which equally yoked, correct? Y'all come together and you build something great. That's how relationships are supposed to work. But because y'all let social media, y'all keep talking about patriarchy and all this BS, it ain't about the patriarchy. Y'all got lost in y'all way in relationships because you think you got so caught up in what's going on Instagram. You worried about all the fakeness that's going on Instagram and TikTok and all this BS that people are talking about. Oh, 6 figures. If my man ain't making 6 figures, if he ain't buying me Birkin bags, BS, because most of y'all ain't even making 6 figures out here. Most of y'all can't even afford 6 figures because guess what? You don't even know how to budget your money properly. You don't even know how to save money. Most of y'all don't even have $500 saved up in your account right now. Most of y'all don't even know what a 401k is. Let alone even know how to create an account for a 401k. Don't even know how to invest your money properly. Don't even understand the first thing of saving your money. You still talking about saving your money up under the couch, and banks ain't real. That you don't trust banks. You out here buying things that you can't afford. You out here trying to keep up with the Joneses. You getting in hundreds and thousands of dollars of debt. And don't even understand the foundation of what being in a relationship actually is. You think it's always about happiness. You think everything is about you. And it ain't. That's why a lot of men have started to steer away from the happy wife, happy life. No, it ain't. Happy house, happy spouse. I'm not here to make you happy. That's what you're supposed to do. When you are on your purpose and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, that's what's gonna make you happy. I love creating YouTube videos. I love going live. I love doing that shit. Am I always happy about it? No, probably not. But I love doing it. I enjoy it. I found purpose in doing this because I have bigger things and I have bigger goals that I'm trying to reach. And I'm going to continue to keep showing up. That's the problem. And that's why y'all suck today, because y'all want to finish product. Y'all don't want to build. Y'all don't want to grow together anymore. You think you can, and then on top of that, when somebody is already established, you then think you can come in and run something. Man, you out your mind. You done lost your mind. To think that this person who done built themselves up from the ground up when nobody was there with them, and then you think you finna bring your little tail up in here and run something, man, you crazy. So y'all can miss me with all this. Oh, I'm an independent woman. Cool, be an independent woman, because I told y'all, I'm removing the conversation from the women who don't want to be in relationships. If you don't want to be in a relationship, cool. Well, this conversation ain't for you. I'm talking to the ones who want to be in a relationship, the ones who want to get married, the ones who want to have kids, the ones who want to have a family, who want to build an actual legacy. I'm talking to y'all. Go back to the foundation. of what relationships actually meant, not about the monetary value. Because guess what? If you really wanted to build something, you would help that man, because you're supposed to be a helpmate. You would help that man get to that point. That means you would pick up the slack and where he is and where he's lacking. That's the point. You will pick up the slack. You do whatever it is you can, because guess what? You are the beneficiary of his success. And so it would behoove you, like, I mean, you know what? We had this conversation. He said that he want to be here, and I know I said the same thing. We are on the same accord. We're on the same frame. Listen, I got to find a way to help him get to that point. What is it that I can do to help us, to help catapult us a lot faster? Because our trajectory is 10 years. Shit, I'm trying to get there in 6. But y'all too worried about talking about, oh, I want to go 50-50. Oh, I look too good to go 50-50. And that's why you still single today. And that's why you continue to keep getting treated like a 304, like a bot. Because y'all ain't wives no more. You a jump off. And that's why men aren't taking you serious. Because you don't want to be a wife no more. You don't even know that you think being a wife is a slave. But yeah, you want the man to take care of 100% of the bills. You want him to be your protector, your provider, your provisioner, your leader. You want him to be everything. You want him to be Superman, while you sit there and say, oh, I want to be a passenger princess. I want to make my own money, but yet I want him to take care of everything. Man, you better get out of my face. Why are you here then? What's the point of you being here if you're not going to contribute? What's the point of being here if you're not going to contribute to anything? And that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be monetary. But what are you doing? If you're just going to be a passenger princess, why I take care of everything else? What you doing? But that's a conversation they don't want to have. Because they think that the type of dudes that they're used to attracting, that's all that they can attract. They don't understand that there's other men on the other side of the aisle who are actually good men out here who are looking for ladies to settle down with. But guess what? They don't know how to attract them. They don't know how to attract them. They walk past them every single day. Every single day. The average of women walking past an average dude because they think they better than. Just because they had a celebrity bust them down one time, they think that all of a sudden they're more valuable. Man, you better get out of my face. You better get out of my face. But it be what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit the bell notification. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think I'm off? I don't know, because I don't think I'm off.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these 2 videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
I appreciate you, Mel. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, real life. PJ. Yeah, buddy. Listen. Tonight was dope. Banter and Barter Friday. Banter and Barter Friday night, 7:05 p.m. Make sure you are there. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna have a great show. We'll try not to go 8 hours this time, man, because that was a long time. I'm like, nah, I can't do that again. So, but it's gonna be interesting. You know, Mark is gonna be up there drinking, so you know how he gonna be. But also, if you haven't joined the Patreon, be sure to join the Patreon. The minimum is $5, and I think the top tier is $20 or something like that. If you haven't become a member, make sure you become a member of the ENG community. 99 cents. And also make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you show love to all of my videos that I upload. Go hype them up. Let's get that visibility going. Make sure you share them with your family and your friends. All right, my good people. And so let me read this really fast. Let me read this this membership really fast.
Yeah, you right, man. Making money is me, man.
10 years, man, you're gonna have matching Benzes.
10 years. Think more like 10 days, man. 10 days.
Shout out to William Lynch 578 for becoming an ENG member. I appreciate you. Listen, we growing the ENG community. I say we got to be at 100 members. by the end of the year. We got to be at 100 members by the end of the year.
That's top dog aura right there.
You feel me? I appreciate you, William Lynch. I appreciate you. Hey, and so until next time, my good people, make sure y'all here Friday, Banter and Barter Show, Friday night, 7:05 p.m. I will see y'all then. I will holla.